Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Zachariah the Ghostwriter. Today I want to talk about this topic. I know it's very much important to the black community. It's called black tax. I want to talk about black tax, and I want to talk about certain things that we can do that can help us to feel better, even if we're still helping those that we love the most, because we all know that it is not easy. Even if we can also speak about maintenance also, it is not easy, and we all know that maintenance will never be enough. No matter how much money you're paying every month, it will never be enough. Even if you add 500 or 1,000 to whatever that you are sending every month, it's like you're giving them a visa or a freedom to go to shops that they couldn't afford to go to. It's just the way it is, and you can't change it, but you can find ways as a father who is away from your daughter or your son to find ways to empower your little one or your child, or to educate him about certain stuff. And we see this happening all the time to our celebrities who used to have money, and now when we see interviews and they're sitting down and they're telling you that I did some wrong financial decisions, it's because of people are not taught the power of money, the laws of money, while they are still young. I want to share this, and not because of I want to brag. I want to share this because I know there are brothers and sisters who are stuck right now. Some they are still at school and they don't know what to do, and some they just finished school and they just want to go and do stuff, but they don't know where to start because of capital. Money, income is the most important thing. Money is power. Without money you cannot do things the way you want to do things. Okay, let me start this way. I have this beautiful baby girl. On the 19th of January, she will be turning 12, and I've been thinking about doing certain things so that she can have her financial freedom, although there is, money that I'm sending every month so that, her mother can buy stuff for her, look after her, which is according to court and according to the way things are. Mothers are mostly the ones who will take the child when you guys are separating. Your job as a father is to make sure that you take care of your child, you go, you visit your child, and you teach your child things that you can teach. Because, being a father is not about sending maintenance money only and you think everything is fine. Your presence means a lot. There are certain things that her mother cannot teach her. You must go and put those things as a father. So I sat down and I've been paying maintenance for many years. And now I'm like, okay, now because of now she's about to turn 12, she need to be that kind of a girl who need to be responsible for her money. But if I all the time add more money to the maintenance money and tell the baby mama to do certain things for her, it is not going to be done the way I want things to be done. And there will be times whereby she will be telling, my daughter that if your father asks about this, and then say, yes, I did that for you. They look out for each other. That's how girls will always behave. And I was like saying, soon she will start to see her moon, as she will be seeing period, of course, and it's gonna happen. And I need her to be in a position whereby she can make her own choices. She can choose between buying ice cream and saving money to buy sanitary pads, and that happens only if you teach her about money when she is still young. When she was like 10, I remember I used to go there most of the time, give her, $20, $30, according to the way she's growing. She's very wise. When she was 10, I decided to give her 200 rand, because I went there every year. I make sure that I go for a birthday and we do something special. So I decided to give her 200 rand. But this 200 rand, when I gave her, I decided to give her 20 rand first. And I looked into her eyes and I gave her 50 rand. Then I gave her 10 bucks, and I gave her 100 bucks. Then I gave her, the 5 friends, different amount of money, wanting to see how she handled the money, how she will react, and if she will be so excited and say thank you on all this type of stuff. But what she did, she just kept quiet and kept on collecting money, and her eyes were fixed to my wallet. She was like checking, I want to see if you will take out that 100 bucks. I want to see if you will take out that amount. That's what she was concerned about. I gave her that, And after, when I see that is 200 rand, I said, okay, now this is your money. You're going to use it, at school. You will buy stuff that you want to buy, because you know already these are the stuff that I bought that you can use for the whole month. These are your school uniforms, your stationaries and stuff that you needed, your school bag that you needed, all those type of stuff. Your mom will always buy food and everything for you. Don't worry about food. This is for you to buy stuff. And I realized that once I give her something like 200 just that way, she's going to go and buy stuff. But she did something special on that day, I remember. Now she started folding those notes, according to how big the amount is. She took the 100 bucks, she folded it first, she put it here on the other hand, followed by 50 bucks. It's 100 bucks followed by 50 bucks, 20 bucks and 10 bucks. And now she got the coins later. The note money was on this hand and she was holding coins on this other hand. And I look at her, how she's very focused when she makes sure that, she packed that money according to the numbers, the notes. And she said, thank you. Now I saw her thanking me and smiling after she's done with putting her money safe. And I was like, okay, she'll be very good with money. She knows money, and it's about time we give them, that financial, liberation. So what I did, I was like saying, okay, now I'm going to give you a 10 rand a day policy. You cannot spend more than 10 bucks. If you spend more than 10 bucks, you are breaking our agreement. And I decided to have a card, a special card that she will have of saying, you know what, I had a conversation first with the mother, of course, of saying, listen, I want to do something which is special like this. You are going to receive the same amount of money that you've been receiving every month for maintenance. But there will be 200 rand extra that will go to this card separately, which belongs to my daughter. But now what happened to this card, I still get the notification, I still have the power of watching everything which is happening in there. And she knows that she's not allowed to withdraw 200 at the same time. Her job is to withdraw 100 bucks. After 2 weeks, she will go and withdraw another 100 bucks. And now she has to use 10 rand a day when she's going to school Monday to Friday. Saturday and Sunday, she doesn't have, that allowance. She can literally save money during the week if she want to save the money during the week, so that she can go and eat, that money, during the weekend. And of course, on the weekends, I go to visit her. There's no need to spend money, or else maybe she has to deal with, her mother, because she will want her to do certain things in the house. You know what I'm saying? So I started doing that, 10 rand policy a day, wanting her to have responsibility and freedom of choosing between buying her ice cream or juice, between buying snacks or buying quota. Giving her that chance of, even if she's hungry, she can still go and buy that quota. Quota is what we call, others they call it, spato in other places. Others they call it skamba, in I think in Pretoria, it's just where they just cut bread, they put archer there, Polonese, Russians, Viennas and cheese, and they're selling it, it's like most of like fast food, So we grew up with those things, but we didn't have that access, because sometimes they were giving you money the other day. You were not even sure if this week there will be that money that you can have, pocket money that you can go and eat at school. So I started doing that, and I've seen her growth, the way she is changing. She becomes somebody else, because now she becomes something else now, because of she knows the responsibility. And the same thing, the same policy that I did also to my siblings who are in the rural area. I decided to say, look guys, I know that there are certain things that you guys need, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to send this amount of money every month, and you guys has to divide this money, and you use 10 rand every day when you go to school. It is not the big amount of money. It is not that enough if you think about it. But if you take a look at how people are begging on the street, how they are the robot down on their knees asking for that 10 rand, you will see that it can make a difference if the person knows exactly what they can do with that 10 rand. And that's how we start, the entrepreneurs and stuff, because having the financial freedom it allows you to think different. It allows you to do things different. I know some other people may say, time after time I can give my daughter maybe $200. I can give them, 1,000 allowance and stuff. Yes, if you're strong, you can spend that kind of money a day for your daughter or for your children. That's perfectly fine. But if you cannot, for the ground level, you can start with $10 a day. That means it's going to be 200 rand a month, and that 200 rand, it works because she only used 10 rand during her school days, and that really works. I wanted to speak about that on part 1, because it is not only us who are doing that. Even white people are doing that a lot. Look at their kids. If they want to go to the mall or this and that, they have their own allowance whereby they can go and get Uber. It's just ours and theirs is different. You can make the 200 rand a month as an allowance. Someone can make a 1,000 rand, allowance for their children. Others can make 500. It depends on how, you want to, how strong you are. And one more thing about that concept, it changed things. It changed things because a child start learning about money, start understanding the value of money, because look, in most cases we start teaching ourselves about money when we are over 30. It's exactly what is happening in South Africa. And sometimes when we start having that conversation of money, understanding what to do with money, where to invest, you are in your late 20s. And by that time you already made mistakes because you took loans, personal loans, that you misused the money, and now you were stuck on paying that personal loan. You lose your job and you have a bad credit record. I've dealt with that. In my 30s, that's when I started, working very hard, to change things whereby I can have a great, credit score. Now that I'm writing a book, I'll need money to, to publish my book and edit and do marketing and stuff. And when you go to the bank, you cannot get that amount that you're looking for because of they don't trust you. It's just one of those things that makes me want to talk about this, because it used to take 5 years or 10 years, for the credit bureau or something to clear your name, because it used to take 5 or 10 years. I remember I struggled a lot because back in the days, I remember I took, a loan and also installment for my computer because I thought I was very, prepared. About 2009, I thought I was, prepared to take my company to another level, but I was not prepared because I lost the job and I couldn't pay monthly installment and I couldn't pay a loan also. And I was left with, a credit that I cannot pay. And because of I couldn't pay, the repo man has to come and collect some of the stuff, and my name was bad. Now, all these years I had to work hard, to deal with that credit. But now, once I get that financial freedom now, I'm in my 30s and I have so much to do. And I feel like, if I knew about these things 10 years ago, I was not going to take a loan based on somebody saying you can qualify for this amount of money. It is just heartbreaking, and we just have to speak about these things so that people can know. And the other thing which really separate us as black people a lot with other race is that other families, they work as a team. As a family, they work as a team. They have these things that everybody in the family, they knows this is how we do things, even if they don't have much. Because I was just shocked when I was watching this other family. There's two families actually, the white family and also the Indian family, whereby when their children comes from holidays, because they go to school in Cape Town and other places and overseas, they make sure that there is a certain car which is parked outside, and this car is for those children to go to places if they want to go to places, if they don't want to use Uber. It's a family car. Everybody can use that car. Maybe they have a rule of saying maybe you need to pour a petrol or this and that, but literally everybody can come and use that car in the house. They work as a team. They know that this car is our mom's car, this car is our dad's car, but this one is the one that we are allowed to all use. Those are the principles that people are doing in their families to make sure that they move as one. I was once in the situation whereby I have my 5 siblings and they're all staying in different houses, and that really stressed me because I couldn't provide for all of them at the same time. If this other one calls and saying, you know, my brother, I have a problem, I need this and this and that, and you help with that, the other one is going to call. It seems like they are all talking of saying, did you call him already? And once you start saying, listen, I understand you need 1, 2, 3, 4, but I already did 1, 2, 3, 4 for so and so. It's like now you are telling. Like, I mean, how do you tell the other one that I came there to borrow 500 or to borrow 1,000 to do this and that? You know, it's always that thing. And there will always be, you know, that thing as an older brother that you're going to deal with, you know, a lot if you are the older, you know, brother and you are trying to show your siblings some of the things. I know some of you guys, you are dealing with this a lot. Maybe if you lost your parents because of, you know, the past 2 years, it was very difficult, COVID-19 and everything. So you're going to deal with that a lot because others will tell you that, you know, don't control our lives. Stop controlling our lives. Others will tell you, you know, this is how we want to do things. But you are saying certain things because of you are the older brother and you understand how things must be done. Guys, join me on part 2 when I talk about black tax and I want to share some stuff with you. Maybe that can help you. I just wanted to speak about that because, you know, that 10 rand a day policy, you know, it started changing things. Because I even spoke with, you know, the baby mama and I was like, you have no business when it comes to this 200 rand. You can do whatever you want to do with the maintenance money, but when it comes to this one, you have no business. It's just me and my daughter, you know, trying to work things out, you know, trying to implement certain policies so that she can understand that she need to be responsible and she need to be disciplined. It's not because of there is 200 bucks in a bank account, she can go and withdraw the 200 bucks and use it, you know, all of it. She need to know that I must use 10 bucks, and if I use more than 10 bucks, you know, we're going to have a problem. The same thing that we had with the smartphones. She came to me, I remember when she was like 10, she was like, Dad, you know what, I want a phone, this and that. I was like, yep, it's about time. You cannot always use your mother's phone. You must have a phone, but I know you want a smartphone, but it's not going to happen that way because I don't trust you. I don't know if you can take care of the phone. You know, and we had an agreement of saying, now that you're 10, let me buy you a phone. It's not going to be a smartphone. If you convince me, if you show me that you can use it, you cannot lose it, now we can speak about, you know, the smartphone. We can consider buying the smartphone. Now we had that agreement, and the whole year she made sure that her phone was there. The only problem was like sometimes you will call her and the battery is low and you're asking, she's like, yeah, I was playing games, Dad. I was playing games, you know, or maybe the electricity was not there because of the load shedding. But that was only the problem. But she always kept her phone. So I decided to buy her the smartphone when she was turning 11. And it's been great because the first thing that she did, she decided to go to my YouTube channel, you know, and she was like watching all the videos and she was telling me about the things that I've been saying on YouTube. I'm like, no, don't do that. She was like, yeah, I want to support my father. I want to see what you do. You know, it was something amazing, you know, because for her to see a YouTube channel becoming what it is, the other channel, it's over 30,000 subscribers right now. Because the day I started that channel, it was on the 31st of, you know, December 2019. I was with her, you know, when I did the first video. I called that video African Spirituality. I was with her, you know, and the other video that we started with, of course, it was not that good. I decided not to upload it that time because I felt like she was very young to be on the social media. But, you know, I remember her words when she said, I know you're going to do this thing. I know this thing is going to be a success, Dad. You know, when she was giving me that encouragement, you know, and I just wanted to speak about that because the more you empower them when they're young, you know, they get that, you know, financial freedom and they make different decisions. Because even if when we go to the shop and she want to buy something, which is like 90 bucks or 100 bucks, and I'm like, no, we cannot afford it, you know, I can't buy what I can buy you, but that one I cannot afford it. Unless if you want to afford it. And she started looking at it, she's like, how much is it? They said 90 bucks. And I look at her, I'm like, you can afford it. She's like, yeah, but I will be left with nothing. Now because of the money doesn't come direct from the father's pocket, it must come from her pocket money. Now she think twice of saying, this thing is 90 rand, I want it, but if I buy it, that means I'll be left with 10 rand. You know what? I'm not going to buy it. You know, she made that decision and she'll be telling me that, you know what? I know there is this and this and that I can buy, it's more cheaper. Now she start making that financial decisions, you know, before, you know, that smart decisions before she buys stuff. But if I say, okay, you want it, I will buy it, she's not going to think twice because the father will buy it. The father has it. But, you know, those are the little things that I am, you know, checking very closely I'm like, okay, she can make, the right decisions. Come on, man. We all know many South Africans who had a lot of money, others they bought, invested in properties that they were not supposed to invest in, others invest in businesses that they were not supposed to invest in because of the financial literature, because of now people are hiring people to manage their own money, to tell them what to do with their own money. And later you hear them saying people have been stealing from them. It's because of you didn't do the homework. You didn't know how much you have. You didn't know what you can afford. You didn't know what you cannot afford. You didn't know what you should buy and what you shouldn't buy with your money. But when we start them when they're 10, 11, 12, it becomes easier for them. And imagine if your daughter has to call you every month and say, Dad, it's that time of the month. Mom doesn't have money and I need sanitary pads. Can you please send me money for these? It becomes something else. But if she knows that I can go to that shop and tell that person that's saying, can you please give me those? How much are they? Give me those. She has that power to go and buy things for herself. Now she becomes the independent queen. Guys, I appreciate you guys showing me love and support. Join me on part 2 when I talk about some of the stuff, when I talk deep about black tax. Thank you.